Hey guys, what's up? I'm gonna show you how to turn this
나는 내가 먼저 dripping in ice 이것밖에 없어 내 아프게 always in first place I be bossy cause I own it know it I'm a
into this.
나는 내가 먼저 dripping in ice 이것밖에 없어 내 아프게 always in first place I be bossy cause I own it know it I'm a red 나는
Okay, so anyways, here I'm gonna show you how to make some just make your tracks a little bit thicker the way you want them. Just all this other stuff like using samples and choosing samples, and this is mainly just for let's say you already have like a melody, and okay. So for this, I will go through the actual, let's just say, the melody layers that I have here. So for the first one, I basically just have a random preset. You can copy this if you want. Here's this, and this. This is just like what the preset had in it. That's the first one, which sounds like this. And this is the second one, which is also a Serum preset. I'll just go like this so you can take pictures of the effects, see what they're doing, in case you want to copy it. Here's this one. Another Serum preset. I don't make these presets. I actually get them from Splice. So here's this. There's filter on it and everything. I'm extremely bad at making these, so which is why I, get them. This is actually a Nexus preset, so it's Love Alone from the Feel Good House. That if you want some good plucks, go with the Feel Good House from Nexus. And I like the plucks in that thingy there. So this is how this sounds. Next one is from the exact same pack, except it's organic wood. So and then this is the other one. New Light, exact same pack. And this is actually a Vital preset. I don't even know where I got this. Oh, I made this. Okay, so yeah, I made this. So basically, just have that level. I forget where I found this. I'm pretty sure, well, just look up this, Airy Wooey Mud Pie. And then all I did was I brought the filter down, and then I dragged the envelope 1 all the way down to right here. And I played with the attack a little bit. And I thought this like really complemented all the sounds. So this is what they sound like all together. And that's just basically it. I'm going to move on to the bass. This is basically what I did here. Okay. So hold on. I don't know why this does that. If anybody can tell me why this does that. See, look, I have this one. See, look, this is what it's supposed to sound like, but then sometimes it'll do that thing where it's like it's kind of a little bit frustrating. Same with this one. Oh no, this one didn't do it. But this is just basically a Serum preset. You can take a look at everything here. Yeah, so that's basically all that there is. Here's the sub. This is just an Nexus preset. I think it's just like one of the factory. This is like one of the factory presets. It's just a sub. Just the thick thicken things up a little bit in the low end. Also, this is just a pluck bass. And then this is also a Nexus preset. Vines from Brazil. And I know these two are a little bit quiet, but these sounds here are basically complementing these. So altogether, they actually sound pretty decent. Yeah. And the other thing about that too is that I have these going inside of, if you right click, I have them in a track stack. Just so I can, I'm treating these not as individual instruments like this. I'm not going to go in and EQ them all because that's going to be, it gets very convoluted for myself. And you're going to find that you're going to be putting like a lot of compressors everywhere that are very unnecessary and not working with like it's just going to get very hectic very fast. And so I like to treat it because it basically is just one instrument. So if I go like this is just one instrument, and then when I go in, put an EQ on it, I'm going to EQ the whole thing. And that'll help glue the sounds better. That's what I do. That's what I essentially do. Some people might do it a little bit different, but that's just what I'm accustomed to. And just to show you, again, there is no mixing. Like, I am not mixing at all. I'm just kind of, this is just the producing part. So like producers will put sidechain, they'll put different cool effects on there to get cool effects in the mix. And I'm not mixing, I'm not putting any compressors, I'm not putting any basically any exciters or any saturators yet, or I'm basically just the effects that I'm using are for the actual producing part itself, so the musical part. So this right here, on the lead, I have a little bit of a sausage fattener just to make it a bit louder. I also have just this, just to widen it, just a tiny bit. That's the only thing I did, literally. And then sidechain. I have a sidechain. It's sidechaining to the kick, so it sounds like this. And without it, it'll sound like this. Yeah, as you can see, I wanted it to sound a little bit fatter and a little bit louder and exciting. So once I add these, it gives it that bounce. And then same with right here. The only thing right now I'm doing is I'm putting sidechain very heavily. Like I'm putting like almost negative 16 dB, almost bringing it right to the ground, just to make room for the kick so we can hear it. And essentially, we're not going to hear the kick too much. So, I mean, the kick is going to be there and it will help assist the melody here. But the reason why I put it so low is because this is a very, I guess this is mainly focusing on the melody. And so I found that the bass, it's good to have the bass in there, but it's also okay to heavily sidechain it to where it's almost hitting the ground, because everybody's focus is going to be on the melody. Not many people will hear it, but they won't really like pay attention to the bass too much in this one. But the bass will fill out that low end and make it sound fuller without anybody really noticing. So that's why I don't really mind putting heavy sidechain on there. And then I also, just to make this a lot thicker, I have this sub. This wasn't in the original melody that I had, but this sub is basically this sub is basically following this melody. So if I go like this, right, it's basically following the melody, but in whole notes. See? So that's why I added that in. Also, I need to go like this. Alright. Just to go like this. Just because I noticed that was, oh, dear Lord. Just because I could hear that in the mix and it was kind of like frustrating me because it would stop for some reason. I was wondering why. It's just because I didn't put it long enough in the MIDI. But anyways, so this is what it sounds like with the bass. And of course, I put very heavy sidechain on it, so it's sidechaining pretty heavily, just because I want to focus on the melody here. And then this is where the whole idea came from, was this little hook that I heard on Splice. I was just kind of like, what's the word? Just going around on Splice, getting sucked into the rabbit hole, and I found this little vocal here, and it really, I got the sort of like dance groove vibes that I have here, and so this is the sample.
나는 내가 먼저 dripping in ice 이것밖에 없어 배 아프게 always in first place I be bossy cause I own it know it I'm a red.
And then this is, I put Little Altar Boy on it just to lower the pitch because I like the sound of it. So this is what it sounded after.
나는 내가 먼저 dripping in ice 이것밖에 없어 배 아프게 always in first place I be bossy cause I own it know it I'm a red.
And also the original hook was in 90 BPM or 180. But I sped it up a little. So this is at 95 BPM. And if you were to put it in here, this would be 190 BPM. So basically, I did that because I wanted it a tiny bit faster. So that's what I did. And next is the actual groove. So what I did here, again, I'm only, this track is not finished. I'm only explaining like the ideas that I immediately came up with. And if I were to put this into a song form, I guess this would be more of the hook, like as it states right there. This is the hook. I also want to get I have somebody to rap on it. I think I feel like a very rappy feel, very sort of feel to it. So but yeah, anyways, I started out with this sub kick. So this is how I created the groove first before I actually created the melody. So I just went like this. And that wasn't working for me, so I wanted to add another kick. And then I wanted it even thicker, so I went. And then this is what this is. And these basically, how I chose them was I wanted like a good clean, oh, hit my mic. A good clean, I guess you can say, clean kick. So I went with a clean kick. With the second kick, I kind of went for a very, very punchy kick. Very punchy kick. And then this one, I went for a very low kick. Kind of lower in frequency a little bit. And then what I did was I took that exact same kick. And all I did was I cut everything just to create a sub. And as you can see, it makes everything sound just that much thicker. So it goes like this. I'm getting a little bit of, just a tiny bit of the, there we go. This is, I actually sampled that from a loop, and so we'll just get rid of that. The next thing, I got like these reggae vibes from it, and so I don't know if it's specifically reggae, but I like that type of beat where it goes, and I kind of took inspiration from that. So I went on Splice and I looked for this reggae snare. So this is what I got from it. So I kind of changed the grooves up a little bit here. So it kind of goes like, there's like a faster one, right? And then it's kind of like the next one is a little bit offbeat. So as you can see, they're set apart very at the exact same. So these are, as you can see, two spaces, but the way they're placed. So this one's placed farther away on a different beat, and then this one's placed closer. This one's placed further, just to get a different rhythm. Just so it's not repetitive. So let's go. And that's what I did with that. And the next thing, I noticed a lot of producers were using a lot of loops, like on the percussion side. So that was basically the rhythm for the that I came up with. And then I went into Splice, and I just kind of got like a bunch of random sounds. So I got this sound, and I got this tambourine. And I got these congos or whatever. I got this too. I forgot to actually wanted to go like this to just cut out that drum. And so the other thing I did was I added a tambourine or a shaker. This is actually a Logic preset. If anybody ever needs like shakers or a tambourine, just use the Logic presets, because, or the Logic, I think it's drummers or percussionists. Those are actually really good, and they're really useless, especially the snaps. I use those a lot, but for this one, I just used the shaker. I believe it's Finn, and yeah, I just kind of just used what it gave me, and this is what it gave me. And when you put this together, just this percussion part, it's very groovy. You know what I mean? And all that together, just alone with the kick and that snare, it sounds extremely groovy. Yeah, it kind of makes you want to dance a little bit. Put it with this. And I also, that's when I came up with the melody. I came up with the melody first. And I basically didn't really do too much to the bass. As you could see, I just copied the exact same melody, but I took out like those little accents that I have in there that are in the melody. See, at the end here, it's gonna go do 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 do, because I didn't want to put that in the bass, so I just basically copied the bass. And then I just add the sub and I go. I'm actually starting to hear like this thing in the lead. Wait. Huh. What did I do to it? Oh, there we go. Okay. I must have did something to the effects while I was messing around with it, but anyways, that's the whole gist of it. That's what I do to make things a little bit thicker, and I use the exact same method when I'm creating other songs. Like it seems simple, but it works, and like this was more of a simplified version of how I kind of produce my tracks, but I tend to lay out my track first. Like, I'll take a piano and I'll make the verse. So the chords for the verse, I'll make the chords for the chorus. Then I'll do the build up. Then I'll do the drop. But this is a different style of song. I usually tend to make tropical house or house music, and I generally use the exact same methods, except a little bit different in each one. So like, if I was working on a house song, I'll have maybe some vocal chops, um, bass, chords. Like, let's say the chords will take the in this song we'll have the leads in this song will take place. I won't have leads in that one, so I'll basically do what I did with the chords in this song in a house song, and I'll basically just create another rhythm for the bass. Like, I'll have the chords doing something in one end, and then they won't be playing in another, and then I'll give room for the bass to be very plucky. And I'll do the same thing. I'll To make my tracks a lot thicker, and every single track I actually use subs, and I have this pumping sub, and it kind of fills out that space. But yeah, this was just basically a short tutorial on how I kind of make my songs, kind of structure them. I'm also doing like a little series where I'm making a full song, like from start to finish, like without any cuts to it. So like, I find like some of the when you're watching some artists make their tracks, you don't see the behind the scenes of like what's the word, like you don't see the big, like you don't see the frustration, and in that series you kind of see it in one of the parts. I kind of don't even create anything, and so but yeah, I didn't want to leave anything on that series. Go check it out. I believe I posted another one yesterday, but yeah, anyways, peace out. This is a fun video, and I hope you like it and found it useful. Peace out.